What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. It's July 1st, and July is going to be a huge, if not the biggest month for Marvel Studios this entire year. Not only is Deadpool and Wolverine releasing at the end of the month, but only days after that movie hits theaters, Marvel Studios will be doing their huge presentation at San Diego Comic-Con Hall H, which in the last week has now been confirmed. They will be there, a ton of announcements in tow. To further drive that hype, people noticed the banners have started going up today, and one of them is featuring the Fantastic Four. We'll talk more about that in a separate video. In the meantime, we have had a huge update from none other than Daniel RPK about the upcoming TV slate for Marvel Studios. A ton of new projects which we haven't talked about before. TV shows that probably have flown under the radar, maybe mentioned once or twice, are now in pre-development, possibly greenlit before San Diego Comic-Con, and making their way to a slate announcement. We're going to break down all the new TV shows, some of them you've heard of, some of them you have not, for the upcoming Marvel Phase 6 and 7 slate announcements. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner for the release of Deadpool and Wolverine. Again, all you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so for this video, we're not gonna talk about TV shows that they haven't given us a release date yet for, like Spider-Man Freshman Year or Eyes of Wakanda. We're also not going to talk about shows that we know are coming, like Daredevil, Born Again, or Wonder Man. Even though technically Marvel hasn't made a Wonder Man official announcement, I'm sure we'll find out more about that at San Diego Comic-Con or D23. This is only pertaining to the latest update regarding the future slate, presumably the rest of Phase 6 going into Phase 7 for shows that are in pre-development or greenlit. Now, it's important to note, Marvel Studios has moved to a way more traditional way of doing TV shows where they hire a showrunner, develop a series, shoot a pilot. It does not mean that all the shows right now in pre-development will end up getting greenlit. That is how TV is normally done. So some of the titles on this list might not end up seeing the light of day, which is an important distinction to make. We're going to start with Vision, which is, of all these shows, the only one that the Hollywood trades have now confirmed has been greenlit. Paul Bettany will reprise his role as Vision, and they're going to wrap up the Spectral Vision storyline that was at the end of WandaVision all these years later, answer the question of where Vision has been, introduce some of his family members that might fit their way onto a Young Avengers film that's now being reported no longer moving forward. Either way, considering this is the one that's been greenlit, with how many years we have left before Secret Wars goes live, you have to imagine this is in an attempt to wrap Vision back into the Secret Wars storyline. Now, the next one on the list, still in pre-development according to Daniel RPK, is the Nova series, which interestingly enough sat on the fence between being made into a film or a TV series for almost 2 years. That is the other show that I think is probably familiar to a lot of you who watch the channel. Daniel RPK also added the details in a recent update that the Nova series will be an ensemble of young adults. They found a showrunner, he still doesn't know who, and they're already making an offer for the lead. Now, it's important to note that group of quote-unquote young adults might end up being the now defunct Young Avengers film, or what we saw in the post-credit scene where Miss Marvel approached Kate Bishop. There's something going on there with the Young Avengers ensemble that will definitely lead into Avengers Secret Wars, where I then think that Miss Marvel will probably swap over to the X-Men, given her new rewrite in her mutant history. But for now, since it seems like they're not going to do a Young Avengers title, which to me makes a lot of sense, but we can talk about that at a different time. I think sticking the Avengers title on something like that is a huge risk Marvel Studios didn't want to take. It's probable that they wrap that team into a different show. One of those could be Nova. There is another one a little deeper in this list, and we'll talk about it when we get there. Now, the next one, according to Daniel RPK, is Blonde Phantom, which apparently has been revealed as the series that Scarlett Johansson is attached to produce and possibly direct. Rumors for the lead in the Blonde Phantom show have included both Taylor Swift and Sydney Sweeney, and you have to wonder if it's not just because those names are so hot in the zeitgeist right now, although I think more likely than not, this show will definitely get greenlit aside Nova because of the popularity of the character, Blonde Phantom because Scarlett Johansson's return to Marvel Studios and Disney is attached. Now, the next one of all the shows on there is the one I'm hoping that they make the most. That's a Punisher solo series. According to Daniel RPK right now, it's in pre-development. obviously would be rated R and visceral like some of the other more mature content we've been seeing from Marvel Studios as of late. Of Jon Bernthal's return to the character was based on the integrity that they've kept over from the original series, which means if they're keeping that in line, man, this new Punisher series from Marvel would be absolutely nuts. Because if you haven't watched the one on Netflix, you are truly missing out. That series is absolutely brutal. I 100% hope that they make a Punisher series, and unfortunately I don't think my dream of him getting wrapped into the Midnight Suns is going to end up becoming a reality. Even still, a Jon Bernthal-led Punisher series on Disney Plus is exactly, I think, what people want to see, especially in the wake of Daredevil Born Again, and I would assume pre-development on this show is going to be for quite a while because they may be making that second season of Daredevil Born Again. His solo project wouldn't come until after that. Now, the next one he has on the list is Wiccan. Super interesting, a character we expect to meet in the upcoming Agatha All Along series. Obviously, one of Scarlet Witch's two children, another member of the Young Avengers, and so like I said, since Young Avengers seems like it's not going to get its own title, they can wrap the development of that team into series like this. We'll have to wait and see how Agatha is received, how the show does. I don't know what to expect from that, or I really don't know what to expect from the community reaction to that show, and I think that may have a lot in either paving a path in a way forward for Wiccan to get made or not at all. Now, speaking of a path forward, White Tiger was another show we had heard could have been in development for quite some time now, actually years at this point, tied to his introduction, or should I say her introduction, in Daredevil Born Again. We don't know much about this show, and of all the ones on here, I think this is the least likely to get greenlit, only because of the obscurity of the character. It seems like Marvel's new directive to only focus on the most popular IP means White Tiger is an absolute long shot. We'll also have to wait and see what happens with that character in Daredevil Born Again. And here is the one that I am also interested in, aside from the Punisher, Strange Tales. Apparently, Marvel Studios is in development on a Strange Tales TV show, which I think more likely than not happens to be the Wong Academy TV show we were hearing about a year and a half ago, where we know Wong is going to get his own series on Disney Plus. A lot more likely it's the Strange Tales TV series, and while again, not all of these shows are going to get made, I think that would be an excellent opportunity to add a lot of weight to America Chavez's character that we haven't gotten at all since her introduction to Multiverse of Madness, where she might be one of the most important characters in how they end the Multiverse saga. So of all these and sort of their timeline and importance, I think that show should end up getting made before the end of the Multiverse saga, where something like a Blonde Phantom or even a Wiccan or Punisher, that stuff can come out after the conclusion of the Multiverse saga. I think the same applies for Nova. I think they'd want him to be a part of Avengers Secret Wars, and so that show, since I think it has such a good chance of going forward again because of the popularity of the character, regardless of how the greenlight process goes, they're going to make that show before Secret Wars. They're going to develop Young Avengers, expect it to be there. But you guys let me know, of all these updates about all these new shows coming at Marvel Studios, which ones you want to see most made, who you want to see in the leads of the shows. I'm all ears. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Okay, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel. We're just going to continue to do that until the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6 comes out, and at this point, who knows which comes first. And when we get a little closer to Deadpool and Wolverine's release, say about 2 weeks out, we'll start doing more regular ticket giveaways to go see the film. Either way, for any future giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced at the end segments of video, like we're doing here, live with my voice in the winning comment shown on screen, and that's the only way we announce winners. So if you should ever get a spam comment on my channel, any other channel, really on any platform, please report those comments directly to the respective platform like YouTube. They are very fast about deleting them. No content creator will ever ask you for personal information on a third-party app like Telegram and WhatsApp. No content creator will ever try to charge you for shipping if you should win a prize for them. They will always pay for shipping, I promise you that. So please stay safe, stay skeptical out there. And again, if you should get one of these kinds of comments, just report it directly to YouTube. They are so good about immediately deleting those comments. And then not only have you gotten that comment off of the channel that you're on, but anywhere else on the platform that they've commented, all the spam comments they've left all get deleted with the account. So really, you're doing the community a huge service. And while you can let the content creator know, I promise you the content creators are also doing everything they can to try to eradicate those spam comments as well. The best way to keep up with the channel has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places. Instagram and Twitter at IamFires, although admittedly, I'm not very active on Twitter. So if you have Instagram, that would be the one to follow me on. It's at IamFires. You can also find me under the name All Fires on all platforms where you find original music. So Spotify, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music, again, under the name All Fires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, guys, thanks for checking this channel out and supporting me here. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.